I'm a hero, I'm for hire, I'm a seller, I'm a buyer. Conversations with me in my lounge as we scream. You know me, Matt Morgan, subject board, follow him. I'm the comic man. I'm the comic man.
Oh, hello, true believers. Another episode of Comic Conversations, and got a award-winning YouTuber coming on. Him and his partner in crime, Immortal Biggie Shack. They won a CBC award. So I'd like everybody to give a warm Heroes for Hire Comic Club welcome to my pal and your pal, TM Nerdy.
Hello.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's
Congratulations
good to
again
see
on the
you.
award. Y'all in the Biggie Shack. I think it's well deserved. I believe it was, and I like watching you guys' video. Sometimes I don't comment a lot, but I do watch. I kind of just hang out and watch. Sometimes I'm like reading comics or something, and I'll have stuff on. Everybody show up in the background, and we got Random Reeds in the chat. He's saying, "Hey y'all, hey Kevin, how you doing?" And I don't know. It's been a crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but it's been a crazy 2 weeks. Like we had that everything going on, and he's saying he's gonna say, "Congrats on the awards to both y'all." Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, congratulations to you. You won too. I saw your post on IG and stuff. You're showing them off and stuff, and your slab and the Damsels of Halloween. I saw you got one of those books too. Were you able to go through it?
Just your average comic geeks. They said that was like went along with it, and I was like, I needed this one. You've known each other for a while. You know I'm a big X-Men. I've been collecting Uncanny X-Men, so kind of feel like they. Hold on. Uh-oh. Always the worst time. Right, you get the cough worst time. But yeah, it was just your average comic geeks. They threw that in there, and I feel like they might have customized it for me. It felt like, I don't know if they did, but maybe it was just like good luck that I got the X-Men books. I don't know, but yeah, I mean that. I don't know about you, man. We'll ask you about that. Like, what were your thoughts about winning? Like, it kind of made me feel like, I'll just speaking for myself, like, oh, people really give a crap about what I do. Because when I started out, I said, nobody's going to watch this crap. What am I even doing? I don't. It's kind of a good validation. How do you feel about it?
I'm just happy that people are taking the recommendations. Like the show started, the Hot 5 speculations and stuff, Hot 5 commandments with Biggie Shack started with like him and D, and then sometimes Bleeker. Bleeker's been jumping in now and then. And then I came in, and that and been helping out and stuff. Him and I have been, we've been pushing it for like weekly, trying to do it weekly and stuff. The thing that I like about it is that people are actually like, oh, they're talking about this book. I've never heard of this book, or, oh, I should go buy that book because it's a book that I need in my collection and it's going for cheap right now. Yeah, I'll go buy that. And they're hitting us up and saying, hey, I took your recommendation and went and got this. Like, we're not telling anybody to go buy anything. We're just telling them, hey, like, keep an eye on this book because it could be hot, or, hey, this is a key that you may not know about. And I'm just so happy that people are watching and not just watching, like, nothing against the regular hot 10s and stuff like that, but it's all reporting, in my opinion. Like, reporting, there's nothing wrong with reporting hot keys and stuff. We kind of do it over on Church on Bleecker Street. We go through the hot 10 keys of the week and stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But to know that people are like appreciating something different and not the regular norm is pretty cool. Like, we're trying to curve away from doing the reporting and more speculation and stuff. So we appreciate everybody that's coming and checking us out.
Yeah, kind of like looking ahead into the future and see what might, that's a big thing though. Like, I kind of do the hot 10 and all that stuff too. But yeah, you're right. It's like, but actually, what you guys do, I think, is a lot more like research and stuff. You guys are really going into it. Look at it. I really appreciate that because. I don't know. It's the thing about comics. It's hard to predict what's going to be like. You know what I mean? Like, but sometimes you can. And like, I remember. I don't know. Y'all, I'm sure you remember. It wasn't that long ago. They're like, "Oh, Dazzler's going to be in the Deadpool movie, and it's going to be Taylor Swift." That didn't work, But sometimes, But then you'll have something like just come out of left field. Like remember the West Coast Avengers book that like just because Robert Downey Jr. showed it, you never know what's going to happen with that stuff. But it's cool to like speculate on stuff like I don't know. Like I'm sure you heard Redcoat has been optioned. I hope that's actually going to happen. But you know how it is. Sometimes they option something, it doesn't work out like the way it should be.
I try to stay away from speculating for the most part on indies.
Yeah,
because those are all like unless it's like, hey, we get like a whiff that like, hey, it's in production, like there's a cast, they've already cast somebody, and that's when like the speculation could happen. Like we don't do a lot of speculation on new books though. There will be some new books coming. I can guarantee you that. Like there is a Swamp Thing book that I will be speculating on coming forth, but you can't really. Yeah, you're right. You can't just be like, oh well, that's optioned, because look at all of the other things that have been optioned. Like I don't know if anybody remembers the book Rain. Rain was optioned. Shadecraft was optioned. 8 Billion Genies was optioned. All of these things were optioned, and they haven't seen the light of day. Like even Witches by Scott Snyder. I have actually hope for that one, but it's still slowly moving forward. Now, the spec has been around Something is Killing the Children right now. Like I have not read Something is Killing the Children. It's not my type of book, but the spec is there, and I actually do think it will become something because of over. And it will be good. Not to say it will be good, but it will be successful because of the fact that Blumhouse is like their way of doing things is like, hey, let's make a movie, but let's make it for cheap. Yeah. And that way they make money back. And then the company is happy because they made over what they spent for their budget and stuff. So that's a success for them.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. The bottom line. When they want to make a movie, like you want to have like at least a decent return on it, not just like recoup what you made, but you want to what you put into it. But you got to, it's the movie business. But what do you? I guess are you the opinion that I am? Like I didn't really get into Something's Killing Children when it first came out, which I kind of regret. But I have been reading it like here and there, online. And I don't know. I feel like it's got I don't know how you feel. I'll ask you what you feel about it. I think it's got like already a plugged in audience. There's like a rabid audience for that. So it might be pretty successful if they do ever get it into production, if they can get it out.
Well, I don't think it's if. At this point, now that Blumhouse has it, they're going to definitely do something with it. That's what they do. Like even with like the Five Nights at Freddy's, when they acquired the rights to that, they made a movie, and now there's a second one coming out. So they will push for it, but like I read it, and I was not interested. I even had the chance to own issue. It wasn't issue 1 and A cover, and it was B cover. I had a chance to own that one, but I gifted it to somebody that I know is a huge Something's Killing the Children fan, because I was like, you know what, this is their type of thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I love indies to a point. Like, I love offshoot indies and stuff, but I like the normal superhero kind of stuff, mostly DC. That's me. I'm a DC guy.
Well, me, I like a lot of different things, but mainly it's like I kind of gravitate towards Marvel and DC. I guess it's because it's what we grew up on. We'll touch on that though. How did you? What would you say was like? At what age were you reading books when you were a kid, like comics and everything, or when did you get into them?
I like flipped through comics when I was a kid at the grocery store and stuff. Like the earliest age, I remember looking at Shadowhawk at the grocery store and stuff, which is Jim Valentino's book, artist and writer of that book. But it was more because, like I said, grocery store, flipped through them, didn't buy them and stuff. But I grew up with comic characters due to the fact that I grew up in the 90s. And the 90s was the era of superhero cartoons.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, of course, Spider-Man. I loved Spider-Man, loved X-Men and stuff. but Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, Teen Titans was one of my favorites, and will be. Like, I was just at that ripe age of being watching that as a kid. Teen Titans, you're just like, well, I could be this guy. Like, I could be this character and stuff, because that character is my age and stuff. Like, they were 10, like, on the show, and I was 10 while watching it. And I was just like, I was loving it and loving Beast Boy, loving Starfire, Raven, Robin, and Cyborg. Like, the 5 characters I grew up with were those characters. And I don't know, I guess I had a fascination about, I was never, in my mind, I was never the main character, if you want to say it. Like, I was never the main character. I always thought of myself as a side character. Doesn't that way you're not like out in the forefront. I'm not that kind of person who likes to be, as you could probably tell on multiple streams, I'm not usually on camera. I'm on camera now because you're interviewing me and it's only appropriate and to do so. But I'm not one to be like, hey, look at me, I want my face out there. So like, I grew up like liking the fact that these sidekicks of the main superheroes kind of went off and been their own thing, and they became the heroes of their own. They're still not the center focus, but they're the focus of me. So growing up with the Teen Titans, it was great. And then you get the forward a little bit more, and you get Batman the Animated Series and Superman Adventures coming together, and then you have the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, the Justice League
Unlimited cartoon.
Well, I was like, so what was that, about 2000, I think, when that came out? I was probably like 19, but I still watched it. I was still watching but like, the thing about the Justice League animated series and then Justice League Unlimited and all that stuff, even if you were like an older teen or even early, you could still get into it. There was something for everybody, like, you know what I mean? And I still think the Justice League animated series is probably one of the best animated comic book series of all time. I mean, I'll put it up against anything. But to go back to what you're talking about, the Teen Titans, like, I used to watch the one you're talking about. I think it's like you're talking about like Teen Titans Go and then the other Teen Titans. And
I'm not talking about Teen Titans Go. I'm talking about the original Teen Titans.
But
even 2001, I think it was.
Yeah. Even in the 80s, though, like I remember in comic books, if we get back to comics, probably the 2 most interesting series at DC and Marvel, in my opinion, were the Uncanny X-Men and the Teen Titans. And George Perez and Marv Wolfman were writing, and then he had Perez, the beautiful art. And that's one of those things, like, so I can relate to that, even though I didn't really watch the cartoon as much, I guess. But like, that comic was just like, they were doing stuff that really nobody else was doing. I mean, as far as superhero stuff. So it's still influential this day, I would think. I think it. Yeah. I don't think I know, but on that one, but like, so yeah, that's interesting. So like, who was your, so you were there for like the Kevin Conroy, Batman, all that stuff, and the Superman animated series, and all that stuff. Yeah, that was like the kind of like the golden age of like superhero animation movie, shows, I think.
Yeah, great. Like, you had great animation in that, and great storytelling. Like, even in the Teen Titans, it was like, for the longest time, I didn't know Deathstroke was Deathstroke, because in that show they couldn't use the word death. Yeah. So they used the word Slade. They just called him Slade.
They called him Slade. That's right.
But they dealt with some heavy stuff on that show. Like, they dealt with PTSD, with Robin going through PTSD and literally seeing Slade everywhere he goes.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode. That's a very good episode. Like, he saw him everywhere he went. They're like he was like, he's not dead. He's not dead. He told him, and they're like, no, you need to chill out. Like, you know what? That's, I think it's better. I don't know what your opinion. I'll ask your opinion. But like, it seems like back then, they didn't like pander to kids. You know what I mean? They didn't try to sugarcoat it for you. They're like, we're going to put this story out there, and you didn't get like sugarcoated topics. I don't know.
Yeah. I would agree, because like, there was a lot of, like, you look at Batman Beyond, there was a lot of heavy stuff in that cartoon as well. And that, like, I'm pretty sure there was, like, I don't want to say the word just in case you're in the P word, the Ashen, P. Ocean,
Yeah.
or is that, am I saying that right? Yeah, it's just when a woman does something for something.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that in the show, and I think there's some of that in the Batman the animated show too. Like they dealt with a lot of, like, as a kid it flew over your head, but as an adult watching, like, or going back and watching, you're like, oh, okay, now I see that. But they did try to sneak that in a lot of cartoons back then too. They were like, we want something for the adults.
Yeah.
But
Even
and some of the stuff.
Even in Batman Beyond, they kind of tackled drug use in their own way, because they're like, when the people were doing that stuff where they're like changing, I'm going to be lost here, but like they would like change their appearance. And they had that one thing where they jack into their head and like make them better. Like the guy was to play sports better, remember? And it made him crazy. So like, and McGinnis found that out. Terry McGinnis found it out, and like, it's just like that. That's basically they're talking about drug use and stuff. Like, kids get involved in drugs or steroids and stuff.
Just in a different way, just in their own little way. They're talking about it without like shoving it in your face and saying, "Hey, we're talking about drugs."
Yeah, and I think that's great. I think kids are not stupid. I think sometimes the way that some of these cartoons today, they treat kids like they're just dumb or something. But I like that's why I always like Mr. Rogers. I don't know. There was like this documentary about Mr. Rogers, and they said like he would just talk to kids like he would talk to anybody, but explain it to them, in the best way you can with a kid. But I don't know. So who is your favorite Teen Titan? I guess I got to ask that now.
I would have to say, growing up, it was between Beast Boy and Raven a lot of the time. I wasn't I did like Robin, but he was just not my favorite to watch and stuff. And that, like, if I was to be a character and want to be a character on the show, it would be Beast Boy. It'd be Garfield.
Yeah.
And then Raven's just a cool character. Maybe it's just the dark and brooding kind of character and stuff, like the Shadow and that. And I'll admit it, I was kind of into. That's what got me into like the goth girls growing up. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we know Raven's got that dark history too. She's trying to escape her dark past. Her father, was Trigon, and so there's like a lot of like layers to that story with her, and how the Titans took her in, and like I don't know how you felt about it, but I even liked the series that they did when it was on DC Universe.
Oh yes, yeah.
I mean, hey, it's Ben. Hey Ben, how you doing, Ben?
Benny.
Everybody that's coming in, and I really liked it. I thought it was kind of a hard hitting kind of series, but like I really liked their casting on that.
Yeah, it was good. There were some parts that hit or miss on that show, but all in all, it was a pretty good show. The one that I really liked the most was like that was kind of like the offshoot of it, because we got a little crossover in the Titans. Was the Doom Patrol show. That was absolute fire of the show.
Oh, I love that show. Like it had and they didn't hold back. They like every little like crazy thing that the Doom Patrol ever got in, like Danny the Street and all that stuff. They got into that and Flexo, and I just thought that was really cool. Like I don't know, I really liked it. I didn't like this season 3 as much as I liked the first 2, but I still liked it. Okay,
Well, and I really hate the fact that, like, it's nothing against him going and, like, because the reason why he left the show is because he was going to do, which I need to catch up on this show, but he went and got a job being the lead for Resident Alien.
Yeah.
But Alan Tudyk, he was Mr. Nobody, and I think that was an his role in that was fantastic. I absolutely loved him in that. It was sad that we didn't get him for future seasons because he took that role for Resident Alien.
My favorite character on the show was Crazy Jane. I just liked her, and the robot.
Robot Man.
Yeah, Robot Man, and God, his name's escaped me all of a sudden. Brendan Fraser was the voice of the Robot Man.
Yeah,
which I really love. But like the whole thing, there was like a complicated story, and that's the kind of thing I like. I was kind of ashamed that DC Universe went away because I used to watch DC Universe every day. They had a show called DC Daily, and they would it was like a DC talk show, and they had these people like comic book nerds on there like us talk about DC stuff.
Well, and comic book nerds, and then you'd have Harley Quinn Smith on there too.
Oh yeah, Kevin Smith's daughter would be on there. Yeah.
And
they had all kinds of cool stuff, and they do like deep dives, like on artists like George Perez or Alan Moore, and happy birthday to Alan Moore today! It's his 72nd birthday. I call him the Wizard of comic books. He's the comic book wizard. The guys, to me, I don't know, who's one of those guys. Like, and we'll get that's a good way to ask this next question, because he's one of those guys I always felt like he couldn't do any wrong. Southern Comic Book says he was wearing colors like Crazy Jane. Team Nerdy likes goth girls. Y'all got to be careful with those crazy girls. That's the way I like them. I'm sorry. And then Bobby says, I'm not a nerd, you are. And then Canadian Survival says, I hated Doom Patrol, but I watched it all. Okay. Fair enough.
Wow. I love that show, man.
Yeah,
it was so good. Now, I agree with you that it's sad that DC Unlimited is gone and they're not doing the shows. Like, rest in peace, like Titans, Doom Patrol, Stargirl moved to CW, but Stargirl was a fantastic show also. But also, rest in peace, Swamp Thing. That was a fantastic show as well.
I know,
but
it's a shame.
You think now, though, they're doing stuff over at HBO. So they get more of a budget and better effects than they would have over at DC Infinite or the CW. Yeah. So like I'm excited, like, because Lantern's coming, and that I'm excited to see how they work with that, because it is going to be like a noir type of detective show in a way, like an intergalactic detective show. But they're gonna have to have some special effects because you have the rings, so we'll see. And plus, we'll be in space for some of it, so we'll see what kind of budget they have.
Because, I'm just speaking for myself, but Jon Stewart's like my favorite Green Lantern of all time, and that's probably because I like the animated show. But I like the other ones, but like I'm just excited that he's going to be in it. Like, they're going to have Jon Stewart in it, And I agree with you, though, on the HBO Max thing. It's just like you saw Peacemaker. It was just like Peacemaker was a juggernaut, especially this last season. And I know, everybody was a lot of people were down on the ending of it. I understand that because it was kind of hyped up, let's be honest. But I kind of felt like the second to last episode was the finale. And the last episode they showed was more of like I don't know how to say this, but just like a victory lap or something that is setting up what's going to happen next.
Yeah, farewell party.
Yeah,
you'd say like a farewell party. Like, James got his like favorite bands in there and stuff to play some songs, and then he was just like, okay. And also I want to point out, it wasn't James Gunn's idea to put at the end, like, spoilers for people who have not seen the end of Peacemaker season 2. It wasn't James Gunn's idea to add Peacemaker getting sent to salvation, like Rick Flag Sr. coming in and saying, hey, we're going to test it out, have some fun in there, and pushes him in there and shuts the door. And like, now he's gone. He's on the Salvation Planet, where nobody knows where he's at. That was, I think that was Zaslav. Zaslav's idea was like, hey, this is upcoming. Like, we're going to have some stuff happening. Let's throw that in there. So that wasn't even James's idea. So I'm curious to see where that goes, but I guess it's going to lead into Lanterns, which is going to lead into Supergirl, which is going to lead into Man of Tomorrow, which now it's been confirmed that Brainiac will be the villain of Man of Tomorrow. So I'm excited about
that, because we've not seen Brainiac on the big screen. You know what I mean? As a character. We've seen him in like animated show and then on CW and a couple of things, but not like on the silver screen.
The most we've seen him from, which a lot of people are going to know what I'm talking about. A lot of people are not. There was a show called Krypton, and it was all about Superman's grandfather. And it had Brainiac in it. Brainiac was a big villain. It also actually had Lobo in it, but it was low production and it was on Sci-Fi, so it died. But that was the only thing really that had Brainiac in, and of course some of the animated projects as well that you mentioned.
Yeah. I like what Flash by Night said here. He's like, I think Peacemaker's season finale was just to complete Peacemaker's growth arc. Yeah, I was disappointed at first, but gave it some more thought later. Basically, what he's saying.
I'm with you, Flash. Like that, the season finale, I feel like I felt like there had to be a little bit more meat on the bone and stuff, and I felt like I was like, oh man, it's like I thought there was more on this, and there wasn't. But like, yeah, after thinking about it, it's like, yeah, well, it is kind of closing the door on this, but opening the door for this. Like, it's going to be continuing just on something different. But I was hoping for like, I think we were all hoping for some big character to show up.
Yeah.
Like we were all thinking like, oh, this Charlton character is going to show up, or Zolo's Blue Beetle is going to show up from the Blue Beetle movie and stuff. Like we're going to have him show up, and now he's going to be part of this DC universe. And I think we expected too much, and that was our own fault. We were kind of like expecting way too much, and that because instead of looking at the broader picture and that. So I'm still kind of disappointed on the ending, but not as much as I was.
Yeah. And well, you got to think, like we were saying, it's like it's setting up so much more, and we may not have any more seasons of Peacemaker, but I get the feeling that we might see something with Checkmate in the future.
Yeah, that's set up. And that was pretty cool. Like, and the funny thing is, I feel so dumb not realizing that was coming. Yeah. Like, because like we have like these characters showing up in that, and we have Sasha Bordeaux, who's like a key member of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it coming that there'd be a Checkmate, even though like it was right there, right screaming at us right in our face.
I know.
Saying, like, hey guys, it's going to be a Checkmate.
He kind of did a little misdirection on us. James Gunn kind of got us on that one, I think. I didn't see it coming either. And like, I was like, yeah, she is in Checkmate. And we're like, I just didn't see it coming. I don't know. But that's just, I know there's been a lot of talk about they're like here lately. And I don't have a problem with the old movies, but like I think, Legion of Comics was talking about today on his daily show, weekly show he does, and how certain people want to buy they think there's people like fan casting that are in their mind fan hiring or whatever you want to call it. They're hoping this certain group buys Warner Brothers and they'll reinstall Scott, or was it not Scott Snyder, but Zack Snyder, and bring back the Snyderverse. And I'm like, that stuff's too far gone. It's not.
No. There's potential. There's potential of that, which is sad because here's the thing. But I don't know. Like, it all depends on if WBD wants to sell it to them or not. And I really hope they don't. But Saudi Arabia is now up there, is trying to make a bid for Warner Brothers. And Zack Snyder is working with the Saudis right now. He has a project with the Saudis right now. So Zack Snyder's working with them. And so, like they said, like if they buy them, there's a potential that Zack Snyder will just come in and revive the Snyderverse and stuff. I hope that doesn't happen and stuff. And I don't like the fact that, like, I'm going to get political here, but I'm not a fan of like us working Canada or America or anything like that, working with Saudi Arabia. I don't care how much money they have, just
you don't
because
have to worry
of the people
about it.
that they
I said
are,
the
right?
same thing today on the Legion show. I said, look, I mean, these people still have like, I guess, you know what? We might get shadow banned or something for saying this. I don't give a shit. I'm going to say it. These people still have public stonings and beheadings. They don't care to kill journalists that speak out against them. American journalists, by the way, and I don't think that I just don't know. I just don't agree with either, Tim. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be all patriotic.
This is the last time you'll see both of us because,
we're probably going to get disappeared by the.
They've taken care of us. They've
if something happens to us, we did not like ourselves. All right.
Yeah.
Well, today's date. Here's today's date. I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, look, we're not being that political, okay, honestly about it, because we didn't bring up like right or left. We're just talking about like being involved in countries that basically have human rights problems. You know what I'm saying? Basic human rights problems. So, I mean, I don't really. I know they have a lot of money. They got deep pockets. That's the only thing that concerns me is that it could.
That's what I don't like. It's just like, oh, this guy has lots of money. I don't care what you've done. Like,
Well, look,
what?
And
Like, why?
as a wrestling fan, I'll say this too. When I heard they were moving WrestleMania over there, if you watch the press conference, they had all these wrestlers like Logan Paul and all of them up there, and like they were not smiling at all. They looked like they were not happy to be there. And I felt like saying, "Hey, Logan, blink twice if you're okay." That's what I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So you're not really being. I don't think you're being too controversial. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people watching right now that would probably totally agree with us 100%.
Yeah, and I like what James Gunn has created too, and like James and Snyder kind of work together a little bit. So I'm hoping that they don't go over there. Like, if anything, I hope Paramount gets it. Paramount will treat it right, but over here, I don't know what that will like. They'll have lots of money to throw at the company and be able to do a lot more. But like, do we really want blood money? Do we really want all of this dirty money for something and stuff? Like, we need to have morals. We need to say, like, we need to put a line in the sand and be like, okay, we're not going to cross that line because we're not that kind of people. We're not going to be like, oh, well, money solves everything. Oh, that guy has like $1 million. Okay, I'll be best friends. Oh, what? He killed a bunch of people? I don't care. Like, we need to have morals, guys.
I agree. But let's go back to like James Gunn though, because the thing I like about, here's what I say. If it has anything to do with like money or whatever, or whoever's going to buy it, whatever. Of course, that's obviously out of our control. But I say let James Gunn cook. He just started. Yeah, hey, you know what? You're kind of right, Canadian survivalist. Yeah, well, that's touche, Bobby, touche. They say like okay, but I just think James Gunn, they should let him cook. He just started. And we can say whether Superman was the biggest success they thought it was going to be or not. But let's just be honest, it was a success. If you count the licensing, the toys, and all the other stuff that they made from that movie, it was a success. And I think, and then Peacemaker, we can't argue with Peacemaker. That's the hottest show. Was that not the hottest show in the last few months that came out? Probably going to be
actually the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes that James Gunn has done is Peacemaker. I think it's Peacemaker. I don't know which one's higher, but both Peacemaker season 1 and 2 are the highest on Rotten Tomatoes out of James Gunn's repertoire. And that's including the Suicide Squad movie that he did.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he's done this, and I'm going back to the Suicide Squad. Like the Suicide Squad with Starro in that. That was a fun movie. That was a great movie.
A heck of a ride.
My opinion. Yeah. I loved it. What else? Superman was really good. And then this Lantern show coming up and stuff. America's aren't other countries' favorite either, to be fair. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And I'm not even American. I just think it's just the way that they do things over there is just not right.
The optics don't look good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do. I just don't. Because
let's lock away children for life because they steal. You're 4 years old and you're hungry. You stole that. Okay, well, you're going to jail for 40 years. You're in here for your life. Now you're only 4 years old and you're hungry, but screw you.
The Penguin show was definitely good. It was excellent.
Oh yeah, the Penguin show, but that technically wasn't him, so I wouldn't put him under that banner. But like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, I'm excited for. I'm pumped that they're bringing in the Lex suit, that they're bringing in Brainiac. The only thing I'm not that excited for, even though like we all seen it coming, was the Jimmy Olsen show. But who's to say that that's not going to be a hit either? Like it's just because like way back when they were like, hey, Superman's doing well. Let's do a Lois Lane series. You know what? Let's do a Jimmy Olsen series. And those series became huge and stuff.
It could be an
so
interesting comedy because if they kind of lean into the Silver Age Jimmy Olsen's Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, it could be kind of a funny comedy show, to be honest with you, because if you remember some of the crazy stuff he got into in the comic, like, or just the covers, I always like, well, you know, I do that little segment called Out of Context Panels of the Week. And more times often than not, the two biggest ones I can find panels that can be totally out of context or totally ridiculous is Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and Archie Comics. Every time. I don't know what it is about
most definitely Archie.
Yeah, Archie's just wild. Archie's wild.
Maybe it's just it has to do with redheaded characters. They're just like, you know what, this redheaded character can say whatever he wants.
It might be exact. I think we might have hit on the formula there. What it is. I think Bobby's agreeing with us too. But yeah, to me, I don't know how you felt like it was. I know we're trying to talk about this to death, but I was kind of make a point about like Zack Snyder versus James Gunn or whatever. I just felt like for a lot of times, like after like, and don't get me wrong, I thought Black Adam was all right, and I thought some of the Shazam movie, I thought the first movie was better than the second one, but I just kind of felt like DC just kept taking these hits, like, you know what I mean, like. Are they ever going to right the ship? And now they seem to be the one on top because whether you agree or whether you like Marvel or not, for a while in the movies, they were just kicking their ass, like at the box office. I mean,
yeah, I would say yes and no, because like we've technically only had one movie come out from James Gunn's DC universe, right? Like we've only had TV shows, and you can't really, like, I'm a DC guy, and I want them to do well, but like it's only one movie, and it made money, but it didn't do like box office success and stuff. So it's still a little too early to say like, oh, DC is way on top with everything, because like, yeah, we had good shows with.
Well, I guess I'm kind of counting the comics too there right now, because like
like we've had good shows with Creature Commandos, Peacemaker. Then we have Lanterns coming up, and then we still have that Amanda Waller show coming, and then the Olsen show. But we really need to see what kind of business it can do in the movies, because that's all Zack Snyder was doing was the movies, right? Yeah. And so like with Man of Steel and Batman and that's the thing too, like Batman v Superman, you think about that, you're putting out a Batman versus Superman movie, that should have made $1 billion. That really should have made $1 billion. Yeah. Like there was nothing of that caliber ever came out. Like the Batman v Superman, Batman and Superman in the same live action movie, that never happened before. So like that should have made $1 billion. And when that didn't, that's when DC was like, oh, maybe we should rethink things, right?
Yeah. Well, like that movie was kind of flawed, but I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I didn't like it.
I heard I still need to watch the director's cut, but like I heard their extended cut or whatever is better. With most movies they are, but yeah. But we'll see. The next movie that James Gunn's coming out with is Supergirl, and we'll see how well that does. And we'll see if it's on par. Hopefully it makes money or doesn't. I know people are excited for it. Some people aren't, but we need to, before we can judge how well James Gunn is doing, we need to give him a little bit more time and a little bit more movies.
I like the casting choice for Supergirl. I know we only got to see her a brief glimpse of her in the end of the Superman movie, but I think she's got the look, and also I think everybody's more excited to see Lobo in a movie.
I guarantee you a lot of people are going, and that's the thing. That's the driving point for that movie is like, oh, we're gonna actually have freaking what's his name, Jason Momoa as Lobo, and that's going to be the driving point. People are going to want to go see that. That's how you get, not to be that guy, but like that's how you get girls in the seats, man. You're gonna be like, ooh, Jason Momoa. Yeah, I gotta go see him. And they're gonna jump all in the seat and buy tickets with their man or whoever.
There we got Great Legend
Thanks,
in the house.
Legend.
Hey, buddy. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Biggie's right.
oh.
Like I was surprised by that. Like it does. Like you'd be surprised. Like Absolute Batman is like the top of the selling for DC, but all the other titles are not selling that well. Just like that's why you had Green Arrow get canceled. You do look at like the money that they make each week. It's always Marvel on top. People are still buying Marvel comics over DC,
I mean,
which is crazy.
I mean, I still buy them. I mean, I buy both of them, but like, I mean, if I was leaning towards one, I think maybe what I grew up with more was Marvel. Obviously, I love Batman and Superman, but like, I mean, I kind of gravitated more to some of those. I mean, like, the three main things I read as a kid that were DC was Batman, Superman, and the Teen Titans. And I'm not saying I didn't like the rest of it as well, because there was some great stuff like back in the 80s, like Mike Grell had the Longbow Hunters, the Green Arrow series, and a bunch of cool stuff. But like, as far as like, to me, I mean, I like them both, but like, I know what people are like, oh, Marvel sucks, or people say DC sucks. I just like, I like comic books. Just bring out comic books. You know what I mean? I'll read them. But yeah, I'm not surprised at that. There's a lot of like, I don't know. I think everybody's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway.
Yeah, no, it surprised me too, because I was this is like, forget, I was doing an unboxing for something. I unboxed something and then I was like, hey, I just want to check this news out and stuff, and was talking about Absolute Batman and stuff. And then I went down and it gave the stats for what the number one selling comics were, and I was just like, I think this was live too. I was doing it and I was like, I was surprised. I was like, oh man, look, Marvel is on top with the numbers. Numbers don't lie. So like the numbers are saying that people are buying more Marvel comics than DC comics.
Yeah.
But the Absolute Batman is the only top, is the highest, and that for that, but it's still not, it's not bringing in the money that Marvel's still bringing in comics.
Well, that is surprising. So. You know, well, like, was it Raider Nation said, like, he thinks it might be only sells because of speculation. I don't hear it, but a couple people talk about what's inside the book. Well, very true. I mean, I like a lot of their stuff. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead, Nerdy. I'll tell you after you talk. I'll say what.
All right. So this is my take on that. There's a lot of people that read comics that don't have YouTube channels. They don't have they don't post on social media. They pick up comics, read them, and enjoy them. So there's a ton of people, like I would say like hundreds of thousands of people that just don't, like, they watch YouTube. They probably watch YouTube shows and stuff. They don't talk in the chats. They don't comment on videos. They're not on social media showing us what they picked up. They're just buying books, reading them, and enjoying them, and that's it. So those are I feel like that's a majority of the people right there.
Yeah,
because there's more than just us in the comic community and stuff that read and comics, because there's not 100,000 of us, right? And they're making money somehow.
Yeah, it's it might be, but I mean, I read a lot of Marvel. There's a couple. I was just gonna say, like, they're not all, like, I know everybody's like, oh, it's all crap, but like, they do have a lot of series. Like, I think what Marvel tries to do, I don't know what your thought is on it, but like, they have like a series. They'll have like a series like this Punisher Red Band or some of this other stuff coming out, and it's more like for the older fans. And then I think in the main series, they try to cater more to younger people because they're trying to get the younger people in, and sometimes it doesn't work for us, as I call us old heads sometimes. But it's not all great. But like, let's be honest, like both of them, they don't all hit it out of the park with every comic they release. You know, we've had several, like, you know, we're talking about Green Arrow was canceled. Birds of Prey, I read, was being canceled. And of course, Marvel does
Birds
the same
of Prey is
thing.
great. Birds of Prey is great. And I was like, and like you said, not everyone's going to hit. Like, you can be reading a comic and you're on you just read issue 25 and now you're reading issue 26. You really loved issue 25, but now you're reading issue 26 and you're like, I did not like that story whatsoever. And then you move to issue 27 and then you like it again. So it's just like, oh, it's just some stories are just not going to hit with you. And
Yeah.
it doesn't mean the entire series sucks. It's just that one story sucks. It's just like
Yeah.
TV shows, cartoons. Not every episode's going to be your cup of tea. But are you going to abandon the TV show just because of one episode? No. Like you're going to continue because you've been loving the show. Like I'll bring up Supernatural. There's 15 seasons of Supernatural. Do I love every episode of Supernatural?
Oh,
No.
absolutely
There's
not.
some I skip on rewatches. So
Well, I even do that. And like one of my favorite shows all time is The Office. But like basically season 1 of The Office, American Office, I skip because I can do about it. I still don't think it's that great. Same thing with I don't know if you ever watched Parks and Recreation, but like
I love Parks and Rec.
the first season's not as good as like, you know, when they kind of find their stride in like season 2 and 3. You know, I love that show. Like,
It's done by the same people, so it's kind of funny. But unpopular opinion, I like Parks and Rec more than The Office.
that's not. I mean, that might be unpopular opinion with some people, but I'm going to tend to agree with you on that. I like The Office, but like Parks and Rec is like, you know what I mean? It's like it's. And also, I don't know. Did you ever watch Community?
I love Community.
Yeah, Dan Harmon was just he just like I just love the way they shot that show. It was like they didn't really shoot it like a sitcom. They shot it like a movie, like just like they were doing different movies every episode. And I'm excited. I know they keep talking about it, but they're supposed to be making a movie.
Yep, 6 seasons in a movie. Like one of my favorite, and I'll be watching Community this year, this December, because it's like I gather what I do is like I gather a lot of TV episodes that like are Christmas themed.
Yeah.
And one of the episodes I grabbed from Community is Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas.
Oh,
where it's all claymation.
Yeah, I love that episode.
Yeah.
And they have like they all like the Islands of Misfit, like the Island of Misfit Toys type kind of like homage, you know. And like, and you know, I don't know, you know, you probably know I'm a big G.I. Joe fan. So one of my favorite episodes is the one where Jeff Winger took all those pills and they thought he was trying to take himself out. And he has this like fever dream that they're all like G.I. Joe characters in the cartoon.
Yeah. It's where he ends up taking like some random medication to make him feel younger because he just turned 40, and then he's like in a coma. Yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, they just keep shooting at each other, but they never hit. Oh man, you did hit him.
Well, I'll do that too. Like the Christmas episodes, I'll do that with Halloween episodes too. Like my favorite Community Halloween episode is the one where they ate that discounted meat from the military that turned them all into like zombie-like people.
Yeah, it started with Pierce.
Yeah,
that was good. Another Christmas one. I since it's Christmas, it's almost Christmas time. I know you guys still have Thanksgiving to go through, but Thanksgiving already happened here in Canada.
Yeah, I know. You all did it earlier. Yeah.
There's Topanga's. What's it called? It's a Very Topanga Christmas, I think it's called, from Boy Meets World. That one I really like as well.
There's some great Christmas episodes of shows. There's a great. There's an old sitcom. I don't know. This might be before your time, but it's called WKRP in Cincinnati, and it takes place at this radio station in Cincinnati. And they had this classic Thanksgiving episode called the Turkey Drop, and they were supposed to drop. He thought they were going to drop. The guy thought it'd be a bright idea if they took a helicopter for a radio promotion and dropped turkeys out of the helicopter. And like, so the turkeys, he thinks they can fly because he doesn't know crap about farming and stuff. And they just start hitting the pavement and bombing. They're basically bombing people with like turkeys. And at the end of it, he's like, the guy's kind of doing a thing on like the Hindenburg. He's like, oh my God, the humanity. He's like reporting on it. And then the radio station owner comes back into the station and he's all disheveled. He's like, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. So it's got, you'd have to watch it, but if you ever get a chance, WKRP Turkey Drop. I don't know. There might be some people in the chat know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
I think Random Reads, Kevin does.
All right. Hey, Bruce. All right. Well, okay. Before we, I'm going to ask if anybody wants to ask some questions here in a minute. Sorry, I'm a little bit jittery today. I drank too much coffee, I think, so I'm kind of all over the place. So I apologize to him.
No worries.
What Random Reese's he shared on IG. All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. What have you been reading here lately that you really like?
I've been reading a trade from, I don't have it on me. It's in my bedroom, but a trade by Rick Vetch. And that it's the Swamp Thing. It's right after. So I'm reading book 2 now. I read book 1, which has some like Constantine material in it as well, some Hellblazer. But Rick Vetch took over after Alan Moore. So it's the run right after Alan Moore. He comes in and he's writing it now. I read book 1. I'm on book 2. I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting excited for there's something big coming, and it's not the Something's Killing the Swamp Thing book. It's something else. It's something that was never released, and that coming from Rick Vetch in the future. So I'm excited for that. So I'm getting caught up on his stories. I just recently read this book again. This is like one of my favorite books. It's called We Three.
Oh.
I was just on Magic Lasso's channel reviewing this and talking about this. It's a short story, 3 issues long, with fantastic art by Frank Quietly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll show you a great splash page to make you really want to go check out the book. But let's find the first one here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, with 3, it's like 3 animals. It's like Homeward Bound meets Universal Soldier. So it's a really good story.
I like it already. We got one fan. I know we got a couple fans here in the chat. Here we got Bobby De La Ghetto, and then Kevin's read it. Well, you know what? I kind of like that because I like the Feral, because it's like The Walking Dead meets like a Don Bluth animated movie from the 80s, and so I kind of like that kind of stuff anyway. And I like
only 3 issues. Only 3 issues. You don't have to get anything after that. It's like a one and done story, and like James Gunn used inspiration from this book for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, okay. For the part. Okay.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that, but I'm saying it. I know you did, James. I'm just saying. I read We Three before Guardians, so I've been reading that Supernatural book. Supernatural is now has a comic book out. That was really fun. Of course, reading mostly DC. Of course, like I've been reading. Sadly, Green Arrow is ending, but I've been reading Green Arrow. I've been reading Titans. Like Titans will always be on my pull list, whether it be Titans, New Teen Titans, whatever. I just like the Teen Titans. For obvious reasons, why I said earlier, I grew up with the characters. Picking up what else? And reading. Just had it in my head. Green Arrow, Titans. Why can't it's drawing a blank? It was right there. But mostly DC comics and that. Oh, Wonder Woman, I'm picking up in trade though. I'm not picking them up in single issues. Trying to remember. I don't get my books all on time. Like I get them like every couple of months. They come in a box because I don't have a shop near me. So I'm going through the list right now. I'm reading a little bit of Aquaman, Justice League Unlimited. Oh, DCKO. I'm all on board with DCKO. I mean, I'm super pumped for that. What they're bringing in with like Sub-Zero, they're bringing in freaking Annabelle. They're bringing in freaking Sam from Beneath the Trees. Like it's going to be an all-out fight, and I'm all here for it.
That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of it. I read the issue 1, and then I read the Batman Night Fight is the only two I've read so far. But
Yeah, I haven't read that one. I still need to get it. It's on the way. But actually, I'll be reading this tonight again. But for book club tomorrow, tune in for book club tomorrow. Biggie, little plug for Biggie. Biggie Shacks does book club every Wednesday, and tomorrow it's D's pick, and we'll be reviewing Superman 75, the death of Superman and the death of Doomsday. So I'll be reading that tonight. And then, yeah, just picking up trades here and there. I just did pick up the trade for Jenny Sparks from Tom King. I was going to pick that up single issues, but I was like, hey, it's only like 6 issues. I'm just going to pick it up and trade. And luckily my library had it. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to be reading that too.
Hey, well, let me know what you think of it, because I'm thinking about getting the trade as well. I didn't know. I'd heard a lot of great things about it, but I was waiting for the trade as well.
And then other than that, I'll be reading mostly all of this.
All right.
Because it's all the DC Finest line. I have read through some of them so far. I was going to do videos on them, but then I chose not to because like some of the stories in them are like really, really short. Like you get Action Comics 1 in the Superman one. But it's like when you look at the reprint of Action Comics 1, there's a short story about Superman. The rest are all different stories. Yeah. They don't have the different stories in that. They just have the Superman story from Action 1 in the Superman one. So I was like, it'd be kind of short to do a review. And then I was just like, I got a little overwhelmed kind of looking at them, being like, oh, there's a lot of reading to do in those books. And I think I have one more coming and then I'm done. I'm done picking them up and stuff. And then I do have Justice League Dark compendium because I do like compendiums. As you see, I have JSA compendium, the Robin compendium, the Spawn compendiums and stuff. Like I do like compendiums. I do like to grab the material and read it sometimes, but I can't. I need to stop doing that because they're not cheap, and I want to go after some big books next year. So I got to pull my pull list a little bit back and try to go after some of these bigger books. Even though DC has come out with a list and said, hey, we got a lot of great titles coming, like The Demon. We got Lobo coming out, written by freaking Scotty Young. And I'm just like, oh, guys, what are you doing?
Oh, that's kind of interesting. Like, got Scotty right now. I think Scotty is a lot of people know him as just a cover art, but that's just not the case. He wrote some great stuff. Like he's writing I Hate Fairyland and what's that one? I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden. It's like a horror book.
Twig.
Yeah.
The
Darkness, something like
You Me Love in the Dark.
Yeah, that's it. Raider Nations asked us if Jenny Sparks is 12 issues. I didn't know. I don't know. I said I didn't know, so I don't really know.
Oh, maybe it is. I could be wrong. I thought it was only a short series. Maybe it is 12 issues. Maybe I have 12 issue trade. It was a pretty thick one. It was a thick trade.
Middle West was amazing. Barbaric Kung Fu saying. And then I guess Bobby's talking about Scotty Young. Scotty too hotty. Well, I was always joking one day. I said, what do you think they're going to call him when he gets older? Scotty not so young? That's a bad joke. But
yeah, well, they wanted the young variants and stuff.
Yeah. Do we have any questions for TM before we go? I'm sure he won't mind to field a couple of questions before we go.
Ask away.
It's about an hour. We always go about an hour. Middle West, he did. Okay, I didn't know that one, but I know he read. He did the one. Man, I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden. Where it's like in the.
I think I remember Middle West. Middle West was with that fox, wasn't it? I vaguely remember that. That was a good story.
Ain't No Grave was good too. He wrote that. It was the Andy. I think it was an Image. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of excited about like a lot of the Image stuff right now. Personally, like I'm of a certain age where I grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the '80s, so I grew up playing with G.I. Joe and like Transformers. So the Energon Universe thing really is having me gravitating towards it. All that stuff.
Oh yeah, that is actually one thing. I am reading that too. I'm reading Transformers. Robert Kirkman took over, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to read it, and I've been picking those up too because they're all DNA covers too for the A covers. I was like, damn, it's just the same thing with a Supernatural book. It's the cover art isn't Clayton Crane, but the covers are.
Yeah,
It's weird. Like it's a weird weird time we're living in now because usually the A covers is the interior art, but now we're living where two books aren't even.
Like
that,
I know it's crazy. Like a lot of that Thor of Alex Ross was doing all the covers, but like he's not doing the interior. So it's just like that's the thing now, I guess. I mean, a lot of times I think maybe I don't know. This is just a conspiracy theory, but maybe they do it for a book they think's not that hot on the story, so they just get like a hot cover artist to do the cover so they can sell it. I don't know.
I would say that, but I really enjoyed the first issue of Supernatural.
No, I love I mean, I'm just saying on some things, but like on Supernatural, that's a great. I read issue 1. I haven't got issue 2. I don't think issue 2's out yet.
Same.
But I just enjoyed it because it was like a straightforward like Supernatural episode, right? There's like something crazy going on, and it's not. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so we won't tell anybody what happens in it. But like certain people F with a demon or something like that. They do something they shouldn't be doing, and then Sam and Dean come and investigate it. I love, and they even do the thing where they have the fake IDs and they call themselves rock star names, like it's Helen and Roth, or it's Agent Helen, Agent Roth. So I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, my favorite one on the show that they did, and I like Mulder. It's like Mulder and Scully. I was just like, that was great.
Yeah. Hey, Callie.
What's up, Callie?
But I think we've had a pretty good show here. I appreciate.
Yeah, I can show off a few books if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Brought a few slabs here. I've become a slab guy, but got a little bit of Mr. Miracle #1.
Oh, let's go.
4.0.
I love that book. He's one of my favorite DC characters, actually, because the King.
Jack the King Kirby. There's a cartoon coming too. So those books are kind of going a little hot. Show this one up. I just got this one in. Shout out Man Cave Doc. He price tagged me this right here. Oh, look, it's a Marvel book.
Oh, no, he's got a Marvel book. The world's coming to an end.
Yeah. So we got Hulk 102, 3.5 custom label. Great transformation cover. Mary Severin.
That's my friend Mark. Sorry. Dan Severin. That's when they were. Was that when the is that the issue where they were doing the origin story retold, or like they were kind of starting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not a cheap book, so that's awesome.
I'm not gonna take this one in the bag, but we got Negan Lives.
Oh yeah, I got the hardcover of the collected one. That's so cool. I think I got it from Random Reads. I think they okayed it to me.
And to bring this, because we, like I said, tune in tomorrow, Biggie Shack's channel, reviewing Superman 75. Take this one.
One of my favorite Superman stories, by the way.
This one is, since Callie's in the chat, Callie gave me this. But we got.
Oh yeah.
Man of Steel 18, 9.8.
First full appearance of Doomsday, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's on the cover.
And first cover appearance.
Gotta love when they have the first appearance of the characters on the cover. Like in the book and on the cover, I love it.
Well, speaking of that, we're the one I showed you earlier. First appearance of Mr. Sinister, but he's not on the cover.
Yeah. And so I brought this one too because this is This is the first slab I bought, and it was the most money I spent on a comic book at the time. Like it was $80, and it gets confused a little bit. But this is a 9/4 of Stars and Stripes issue number 0.
Oh,
People think that it's technically the first Stargirl, but not really. That's not until JSA All Stars number 4. Beautiful red cover on that book. I have that book too. But this is the first appearance of Courtney Whitmore. It's the money book though. It's the one people go for. But JSA All Stars number 4 is the true first appearance of Stargirl, because in this book she goes by Star Spangled Kid.
okay.
Because you got the first Star Spangled Kid, but then you have Courtney Whitmore coming in, and she becomes the second Star Spangled Kid. And then in JSA All Stars number 4, that's when she goes from the Star Spangled Kid to become take up her own mantle of Stargirl.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think it's a cool book. I love Stargirl. I like the show. I think it's pretty great. That's a pretty cool
What made
cover.
me fall in love with the character, man?
Well, that show had a lot of heart too. Like, you had like what's his name? It plays her dad in it, or stepdad. He's like
Luke Wilson.
Yeah, Luke Wilson. I just thought they had a great like chemistry together on on the show.
Well, I'll tell you this. The reason why it felt like it had so much heart is because Jeff Johns, the creator of this character here, had a lot of say on what the show was.
Yeah.
And that like had a lot of input in the show, because for those who don't know, Courtney Whitmore is based off of his sister, Courtney Johns, who sadly I forget what the crash was, but I think it was like 94 or 95. She died in a car or in a plane crash.
Oh.
So he dedicated this character to his sister. So he has a lot of feelings for this character, and it holds a lot of emotional what's the word I'm looking for? Like
sentimental value or sentimental.
Yeah, kind of like it's based off his sister, so like he wants to have full control over that. Like he doesn't want somebody else telling a story and changing the character on him. So anytime that Stargirl's in DC, like shout out to DC, they say, okay, yeah, it's based off of your sister. We're not going to let anybody touch this character. So anytime like this character is written, he has a say on how she acts.
Well, that's great because he's got a lot emotionally invested in that character, it sounds like. And like, I did not know that. That's something I didn't know. So, but yeah, that's
Got Milk.
I remember those Got Milk. I got a couple of those that have that ad on the back. A bunch of them got the day. We got a bunch of here, I'll show you. Just like I got these as a throw in when I got those dollar books on that claim sale I was showing you. And I'll show these and we'll go. I know you're a big fan of this series, but I got these. These are like older ones, just as Society.
Oh, nice.
And I like the Just Society of America. It's kind of got the I like the old school Golden Age characters.
Was that what's his name in the third one? No, never mind. We got Alan Scott there, yeah.
All right. I'll see Alan Scott. I think that's what's his name? I can't remember his name. The bad guy there. But anyway, Cali Comics says that Got Milk was a psyop. You know what? It might have been. You know what? Everything these days is a psyop, Cali. So I don't know. Well, Nerdy, I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll let you have the floor right now, and you tell us what you got coming up. I know we're talking about Biggie Shack tomorrow night, but just tell everybody where you're going to be at.
Well, I did drop a couple of videos recently. I did an unboxing, a C3 unboxing. I think I dropped that yesterday. A few days ago, I dropped a video showcasing the book that you got, Damsels of Halloween and Horror, showcasing every page inside and shouting out every artist that was inside that book. So definitely go check that out so you can see what's inside if you didn't get the book, and just go follow all the artists that I have in the description below for that video. And you did mention it. I mentioned it earlier. Biggie Shaq's channel tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern for Superman 75. It's going to be a good one. Then Thursday, because that's one of the days we've been kind of doing it, is Hot 5 Commandments. That will be on Thursday over Biggie Shaq's channel. Then Collector Club on Friday over on Biggie Shaq's channel. And I'm over on Biggie Shaq's channel a lot. So just go subscribe to Biggie. He's almost at 1,400.
Well, subscribe to TM too, though, while you're at it.
And then I do have a few. I've been dropping shorts highlighting my collection because I am in a competition right now for best collector, and I'm trying to win it. So I'm playing the game and showing off my collection. So if anybody does not know what I collect or how I collect, and that it's all in my shorts and stuff, and then go vote for me if you think that I'm a good collector. And yeah, a lot of shorts, actually, a lot of shorts. And I do have another unboxing coming up, but then, yeah, I'll be probably over on Mad Spidey's channel and for sure Bleeker's channel every Sunday. Yeah, I'm dropping videos. I do have a plan that I will be doing a type of video that I'm going to try to be doing every day. I'm going to work my way up to it, but it's going to be like 5-7 minutes long, and it's just going to be random news, whether it be comic news, TV news, movie news, or even YouTube news, because yeah, there's YouTube news out there too.
Oh yeah,
not just in this community, but I feel like that video will hit
Yeah.
in a certain algorithm. So I'll be doing kind of different content, and it'll hit different traffic.
Yeah.
And then hopefully be doing that Monday to Friday with the weekends off.
Awesome.
But yeah, mostly over on Biggie's channel.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And I only got a couple things I want to plug, and then we'll head out tomorrow night at 9:00. So after you can show up late, I don't care. You go ahead and watch Biggie and then do the review of Superman 75, which I might be in the chat for the first part of that before I start my show. But tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, Good Cinema is back, and we'll be reviewing Fight Club starring Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. And then the only other thing I'm going to talk about is me and Comic-Verse do a thing where one week it's on his channel, the next week it's on my channel, and this week it's my turn. It's called Friday Night Frights, and we review a different horror film every week. And the one I picked this week is one of my favorite ones of the 80s. We're going to be reviewing Creepshow, directed by George A. Romero.
If didn't Stephen King was in an episode of that?
Yeah, Stephen King was in one of the segments in it. It's episodic. There's like different episodes. They kind of did it like a Tales from the Crypt comic or something, or EC comic. How there's like multiple stories in it, and then Stephen King is in one of the stories, and he plays like this little like this redneck farmer guy that finds a meteorite. And actually Leslie Nielsen's in it too. Leslie Nielsen, a young Ted Danson.
I missed that.
Howard Holbrook's in it, and Adrienne Barbeau, who I had a big crush on from the Swamp Thing movie in the 80s. So that's what's coming up for me. And then, I guess I should say, also I do my show where I do the new Comic Book Day previews and stuff. That's the Sunday Super Show Extravaganza. That's at 6 p.m. on Sunday. And I would like to thank my guest, TM Nerdy, for coming on. We've been trying to get him on here for a while. We had kind of a scheduling conflict. We got him on here finally, and I'm stoked about it. So just check him and Biggie Shack out. They are CBC Award winners. So go check them out. Well, don't just check them out because they're award winners. Check them out because they actually have a good show. I actually watch it a lot too. And I highly recommend that show. I really do. No bullshit. But
I do want to shout out one more thing before we go.
Okay.
I'm a big cartoon guy, as you can tell at the start. I talk a lot about cartoons, but I'm getting a lot into indie cartoons. Now, there's a YouTube channel called Glitch. It's Glitch Productions, and it has some YouTube cartoons on there and stuff. Very well done. Very well. Has a lot of great voice actors for the roles. Glitch on YouTube. You can go watch Murder Drones or Digital Circus or the new show. I forget what it's called, but I think it's called Guinevere of something. Those are my 3 favorite right now. And then also I got to shout out Hell of a Boss, another great cartoon done by Vivian Pop, and also her other great show, Vivian Pop's great show that's on Prime Video, that's on season 2 right now, is Hazbin Hotel. Been absolutely loving Hazbin Hotel. Love where the story's going on Hazbin Hotel, and I'm loving the music as well.
Yeah, I can put. We got my friend Mark's want to put your. I'm gonna put your link in the chat. I should have done this at the start. Okay, and got that. All right, just bear with me, guys. I'm working here with it. All right, here you go. And we'll put Tim Nerdy's link in the chat. Here it is. So please sub him up if you're not subbed up to him. He's a pretty cool dude. Here it is. I'll highlight it. There it is. There's his link. And I really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to come on here, man. I really appreciate it. And I think we did pretty good. I mean, I had fun talking to you. We probably talked more about TV shows than we did anything else. But, you know, me and you talk about that too, like on Instagram. We'll be like, hey, did you watch this right here? Did you watch Welcome to Derry?
Yeah, I'm surprised. It took me a couple tries to be like, hey, you should watch this Welcome to Derry, dude. You should watch it. You'll like it. You'll like it. I know, like, because you talk about other movies and stuff, and I see what your interests are, right? And then Welcome to Derry comes along. I was like, dude, Matt would love this. And so, yeah.
Yeah, well, 2270 Golden Girls are classics, great legend. I'm telling you right now, you can't go wrong with Golden Girls. I mean, don't make me start saying thank you for being a friend, bro. I'll do it. And Betty White was a national treasure. Let's just put it that way. That woman she was a great lady. Well, anyway, or I could, we might have to do it. Maybe we'll have to do a special episode on the Golden Girls. Who knows? But anyway, thank you for coming on the show tonight, man. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I can have you back sometime. Yeah, well, good times in Severance, son. But all good things have to come to an end. So, like Uncle Stan used to always say, until next time, true believers, Excelsior.
Come, son of Jarrell, kneel before Sod! Snoochie boochies.